let's look at this 7-3, finish up this homework here. On hyperbolas, sketch the graph. Okay, so here's our hyperbola. Remember, the center comes from x and y. So the center comes from 2 and 2. Change the sign of x, change the sign of y. The y is first, so it's going to be an up or downer. So this one's out because it's the wrong direction, and this one's out. Which one of these two looks like the center's at 2, 2? The answer looks like it's D. Okay, moving on, they want to know where the foci are. The foci comes from C. You'll take A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 9 plus 16 is C squared, which is 25. And C is 5. Now, we're going to count 5 from my center to 2 up and down to make sure those dots are in the middle. So because I'm going up and down, I'm still over 2. Still over 2, but now I'm up 2 plus 5, which is 7. And I'm still over 2, but I'm going to minus 5, which is negative 3. I probably need a comma in between there. Okay. As for the asymptotes, let's look here. We said it's at 2, 2. I'm going to draw a little bit better sketch for us. If I'm at 2, 2, I got to do the A and the B. So in the y direction, I'm going to go up and down 3. Okay. And that's where those vertices would have been that they didn't ask me for, but that's this point here and this point here. Then to get the rest of my rectangle, I'm going to go in the in the x direction 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gives me my rectangle. Now, if I go through the corners of the rectangle, I can do my asymptotes. Well, this is kind of nice. My graph is not perfect, but it looks like I might be able to see where my y-intercepts are. I'm going to do mx plus b. Let's look at this positive sloped one first. The slope is I'm going to rise. I rose in this y direction. I rose 3 and I ran 4. That's from the center to the top of the box to the corner. So my slope is definitely 3/4. Now, if I graph paper, this would all be a lot easier. But let's see if I can count it out here. From here on the positive slope line, I went down 2, 3 over 4. And it might be in between dots. Okay, so we're going to have to do mx plus b. Okay, let's use our center, which is 2, 2. Plug it in with the 3/4. So it's 2 equals 3/4 times 2 plus b. Okay, so that's 2 equals 3/4 times 2 in my calculator. It's 1.5. Plus b, and subtract 1.5, and that's 1/2 is the b. So 3/4 x plus 1/2. Okay, oops. Now, the negative slope had negative 3/4 x, and it looked like it was going through a little bit higher. We're still going to do the mx plus b, this time with the negative 3/4 slope. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus b. Use the 2, 2. 3/4 times, oh, it's a negative, times 2 plus b. Negative 3/4 times 2. It's negative 1.5 plus b. Add the 1.5. Hit math 1. That's 7/2, or 3.5. That looks about where it's at. And that is plus 7 over 2. Okay, so that's a little bit trickier. Oh, what did I do? Seems bad. Oh, dogs. Ooh, doggies. My cursor's not even working. Oh, sadness. Where did it go? Is it gone forever? Looks like it's gone forever. Like, what do I do? You guys are like, why are you asking me? I don't even know. How did that happen? Okay, well, anyway, those were the answers. At least got to it. I doubt it lets me type them in now because probably going to hot problems. But be careful on that one. Stupid thing. Okay, let's go to number 9. Okay, on this one, we're going to have to do some rearranging of things. Get the x squareds together, get the y squareds together. So what I got here, x squared plus 2x, leave some space. Now I have a minus y squared, which is causing some problems in a minute, minus 6y, and move the other 9 over to this side. Find the magic number here. Half of 2 is 1, 1 squared is 1, plus 1 plus 1. Now this one is going to be trickier over here. So this is x plus 1 squared. You have to pull out the minus sign, which leaves you with a y squared plus 6y, because this sign will change as well because you pulled out a minus. Find the magic number. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9, but when you put the 9 there, you're really putting a minus 9. So what do we have? We have x plus 1 squared minus y plus 3 squared when we cut it in half. And look what happens. 9 minus 9 equals 1 when you add the 1 to it. So I don't have fractions here, which is interesting. But you can make the fractions by dividing everybody by 1, okay? And that's what you're going to do. You're just going to divide everybody by 1, so you have fractions. And a and b just happen to be 1. Now, the center comes from x, comes from y. What do I have? I have a -1 and a -3. So that's my center. They want to know where the vertices are. Vertices come from A, which is the first. So my sketch would be like this: -1, -3. It's going in the x direction, which is left to right. And I'm just going to count over 1 in each direction because a squared equals 1. So a equals 1. So now I'm at 0, -3. And I'm -2, -3 if I go the other way. Okay? The foci comes from C. C comes from A and B, that formula, a squared plus b squared. My dots are really garbagey here. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 1 plus 1 is c squared. So c is going to be the square root of 2. And you're going to count that from this point. So I'm still going to be down 3. But what I'm going to do is going to start at that -1, which is where I start at the center. And I'm going to subtract the square root of 2. I'm still going to be down 3. And, ooh, that was interesting. And once I'm going to add the square root of 2. But I will still be down 3. Okay? And then where are the asymptotes? Okay, well, the asymptotes, actually, this one works out pretty nice for the asymptotes because b squared is 1. So when I draw my rectangle, I'm going to go up and down 1 as well. So can you see where my rectangle is here? I'm going to be able to see where the y-intercepts are because they're going to touch real nice. Now, my slope is I'm rising 1, running 1. So my slope is regular positive 1x for the positive slope. And the positive slope one is coming through there at -2. And the negative slope guy, the negative x guy, it's coming down at -1, -2, -3, -4. You can just see where that line would cross. You don't even have to do the mx plus b, which is nice. Now, which one of these is it? It's going to be, this is my box, but it's got to go in the x direction. So of the two, which one is going in the x direction? That is B. All right. So that was number 9. I'm going to stop the video in case it's getting long because I have to complete the square here on number 10. That might take me a minute. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video.